Good morning, this is me Nafisa, and today we'll be learning about natural immunity and acquired immunity. There are so many microorganisms like bacteria, viruses in the air. Although everyone is exposed to the same environment, but why is it that some people fall sick while others are healthy? It's because a person with a strong immunity will fight against pathogens and will remain healthy. Whereas a person with weak immunity is not able to fight pathogens and hence gets infected and becomes sick. Immunity functions every day, every minute to protect us from pathogens. So, immunity is body's natural defense to destroy pathogens. And immunity also is responsible for destroying abnormal cells such as virally infected cells and cancer cells. There are so many microorganisms in the air, but these microorganisms are not able to enter the human body because of the epithelial barrier present in both the skin and the mucous membrane. If the pathogen succeeds in penetrating the epithelial barrier present in both the skin and the mucous membrane, which is one of the body's most important physical barrier, in that case, pathogen will have to pass through the chemical barriers and biological barriers. Examples of chemical barriers are tears, saliva, mucus, gastric acid. The main biological barrier to pathogens is the normal flora present on and in the entire human body. That is on the skin, inside the nose, ears, mouth, digestive tract, that is stomach, small intestine, large intestine, urinary tract, and in vagina. Examples of biological barriers are oral flora and gut flora. Maximum normal flora are present in the gut. So we say the normal gut flora is one of the most important examples of biological barriers. Physical barrier, chemical barrier, and biological barrier are the first line of defense. Role of the first line of defense is it will not allow the pathogens to enter the body. If the pathogen is still successful in passing through the physical barrier, chemical barrier, and biological barrier, then complement an example of chemical barrier will kill the pathogens. If the pathogen is still not killed, then this pathogen causes tissue damage and damaged cells releases cytokines. Cytokines is an example of chemical barrier. Cytokines send signals for help. Since signals for help are being sent, so who will reach the place of infection first? Police. Who are the police of my body? WBCs. WBCs or white blood cells. So can I call this as cellular response? Cellular response is the second line of defense. Role of the second line of defense is to prevent spread of infections. One type of white blood cell known as the natural killer cells. These cells will kill cells infected with viruses and cancerous cells. As our body is protected from viruses and cancerous cells are being controlled, so natural killer cells is part of immunity. WBCs are present in the blood. They are called as monocytes. If monocytes migrate from the blood and enters tissue, then monocytes are called as macrophages. Monocytes can develop into two types of cells. One is macrophages and other is dendritic cells. Macrophages phagocytize pathogens and kills pathogens. If pathogens are many in number and are not killed by macrophages, then macrophages releases cytokines and cytokines send signals for help. These cytokines will activate neutrophils. Neutrophils will phagocytize pathogens and will kill the pathogens. Physical barrier, chemical barrier, biological barrier, and cellular response are natural defenses. That is, protects my body naturally. So this immunity is called as natural immunity. Natural immunity is also called as innate immunity. Word innate is made up of two words, in plus nate. In means inside, nate means born. Innate means something that we are born with. Why is this immunity known as innate immunity? Because innate immunity is present in our body from the time we are born, meaning it is already present when we take birth. Therefore, this immunity is also called as genetic immunity. Natural immunity consists of first and the second line of defense. Role of the first line of defense is to prevent pathogens from entering the body. Role of the second line of defense is to prevent spread of infection. Natural immunity is present since birth, therefore is available ready-made in our body. Since this immunity is present in our body, therefore response to any pathogen is fast-acting and immediate. Natural immunity is non-specific as it does not have any specialized defense systems for different types of pathogens. Rather uses a common defense system to kill all types of pathogens. Therefore, this immunity is also referred to as non-specific immunity. If pathogen is not killed by both first and the second line of defense, then the third line of defense will act. Now, specifically to that pathogen, specific immunity is activated. This type of immunity is called as acquired immunity. As immunity is acquired after the exposure to a specific pathogen, this immunity is called as acquired immunity. Acquired immunity is also called as adaptive immunity, as it adapts according to the type of pathogens that we are exposed to. Acquired immunity is a third line of defense. Role of the third line of defense is to attack pathogens. Acquired immunity is the immunity that is not present at birth. Acquired immunity is developed in the human body after we are born and is developed over a period of time. Acquired immunity is developed against a particular specific pathogen, therefore also referred to as specific immunity. There are two types of acquired immunity: active immunity and passive immunity. Active immunity occurs when our own body is responsible for developing this immunity. Another type of acquired immunity is passive immunity. As the name suggests, passive means borrowed or received or acquired from another source. Passive immunity is the immunity acquired or received from someone or somewhere. Active immunity is of two types: natural immunity and artificial immunity. Passive immunity is also of two types: natural immunity and artificial immunity. White blood cells responsible for natural active acquired immunity are lymphocytes. There are two main types of lymphocytes called as the B cells or the B lymphocytes and the T cells or the T lymphocytes. These T cells and B cells are present in lymph nodes and in malt. Infection is taking place at some other place. So who will activate cells of acquired immunity? Dendritic cells. When T cells are activated in the body, this immunity is called as cell-mediated immunity. There are four different T lymphocytes. T cells which are activated first are called as T helper cells. T helper cells will attract neutrophils and macrophages, which will kill the pathogens. T helper cells will also attract more T cells. T helper cells will also activate B cells to produce antibodies which will kill the pathogens. T helper cells activate cytotoxic T cells. Cytotoxic T cells destroys the cells infected with the virus and cancerous cells. Regulatory T cells are also known as suppressor T cells. These cells prevent targeting of body's own cells. Memory T cells act as memory of our immune system when the pathogens is encountered the second time. T helper cells are also activating B cells. B cells will be activated only by a specific antigen displayed on the pathogen, and once activated it will multiply, known as proliferation. B cells will differentiate to form plasma cells which produce antibodies which will kill the pathogens, and memory cells act as memory of our immune system when the pathogens is encountered second time. When antibodies are produced in the body in response to a pathogen, this immunity is called as humoral immunity. T cells and B cells will help in killing pathogens, and hence infection does not take place. That is, the human being is healthy. But if all the three lines of defenses, that is first line of defense, second line of defense and the third line of defense fails, Then pathogens cause diseases, and we fall sick or infections occur or diseases takes place. Thank you so much. Happy learning.